house tonight. And I spoke with him pre-game about who he was here to particularly look at, and he did say that he's here to look at anyone who's eligible for the NBA draft. Of course, he's here primarily to see Tom Digba, Kai Sotto and Mo King, who was as high as number 31 on NBA mock draft boards at one stage. Well, they are into that category as well. I asked him about the chances of Joe Ingles going back to Utah, and he said, well, he hopes that happens at some stage down the track. But he's been to Perth, he's been to Bendigo, and Commissar will be happy to hear that he was mightily impressed with Ousmane Dieng's performance yesterday.
Oh, man, that's music to my ears, or everyone's ears, because what Ousmane did yesterday, that was impressive. We've watched his first half. We've watched the growth of this young man. We saw in the beginning, he was barely getting on the court.
Looked out of place, let's be honest. He really did.
Yeah.
And it's been exceptional.
Apples and oranges, two different halves. And, you know, that just goes to the growth and the development of this young man under his coach.
And this league.
And this league. And, you know, I put it on Instagram earlier today. I was like, man, that Next Star initiative, a game changer. One of the best things that could have ever happened to the NBL.
No, this is excellent by you. Marshall had Sotto, worked hard up ahead, and drew the foul on Lou.
But he's spot on, especially, I'm not sure what his plans are, but to be in Adelaide still and to just still have that connection with the coach who's right there to be able to help. You still do a bit of workout with the Sixers, you hit the weight room, you're still under the guidance, and you just look forward to what happens next year. Come back, exactly what do you want to work on? And then if you CJ Bruton or coaching staff at Adelaide, you get to really watch him up close every day, saying, are you making the strides forward of where you want to be at? And normally you try and say, look, Mitch McCarron, he's got that 3-year deal. Can you play alongside him or someone? But he will be heading up north in the off-season.
Kai Sotto's on a 2-year deal with an option, option of a third. So I guess it's a question of whether he stays or heads back to the Philippines for a little bit. Sure to be a hero's welcome if he does return to the Philippines. It always is.
All right, here we go. Stolen, fell back in his hands.
Batted out of play. Speaking of the next stars, where are we at with Bronny? Corey, how's that recruiting campaign going along?
It's going to take a couple of time. I might have to have a couple of face-to-face meetings with the King.
6:45 remaining before halftime. Reminder, tomorrow night, the New Zealand Breakers play host in Bendigo to the Sydney Kings. You'll be courtside, Halls.
Heading down.
Figure I'll give a call, good friend Phil Handy, Lakers assistant coach, get him to practice, and then work the magic from there.
Nice touch from Sotto. That's 4 points on 2 of 2. Another that's grown as the season's gone on. Patterson. Tough finish over the outstretched arms of Sotto. Won 2 of their last 11. Sotto fouled.
Yeah, it has been a tough season. And again, I was high on them in the preseason, the roster they put together. A lot of that was banking on Isaac Humphries being fully healthy like he was last season before he got hurt.
I had them in the top 4 too.
That man was absolutely balling out on both ends last season and then had to deal with that injury. Just thought, and obviously a lot of the unknowns were in, but a lot of it was penned around Isaac Humphries, which as it should be. That was
right. Everyone
was thinking, okay, you got Mitch McCarron to go alongside in a 1-2 punch. You got Daniel Johnson who can score the ball. Put a couple of shooters around, and this team will be all right.
Well, to be fair to them, that's what they recruited. Their imports are shooters. It just hasn't come off, unfortunately.
Yeah, then Isaac Humphries, and then how good Cam Bairstow was.
They've got some big decisions to make. CJ Bruton will get his first opportunity to build a roster. It came in late.